thing that we noticed last week was the difference in God's dealing with death of a human being. Remember when Cain killed Abel, he cursed the ground, and then he put a mark on him and said, don't mess with Cain. And then later, one of his descendants killed some people and started taking that curse as a blessing. Remember, we looked at that a while back. I don't know how long ago, but sometime back, where it was like, instead of realizing that this was a curse from God, he's like, now, if Cain was avenged 70 times, I'll be avenged 77,000 times. He's like bragging about killing these people and that, hey, you can't mess with me because God's going to avenge. And they took a curse, which was the curse of the ground, and turned it into this blessing in their life and this power. And that was just the corruption just taking over. And of course, God's grieved with all this, and he loves life. He's always loved life. The reason he didn't take Cain's life was because he loved life so much, but there comes a point when life can become so corrupt that you got to make a change. I have that in my garden. The weeds have come in. I love having a garden. I love having life in the garden, but unlike Dennis's, I have lots and lots of weeds, and I basically need to go back and redo the whole thing, get me raised beds, redo them all over. They've gone too long and the weeds have gotten in, and I just need to start from scratch. And it's like I got to go cover over the ground that's there, get new ground, get it all started again and start off fresh. And that's what God did with the flood. He's like, there's so much corruption, there's so much evil, there's every thought and inclination of the heart. He's like, I'm going to start over. And remember, think about God again as a gardener and mankind in creation. I mean, we have God's image. We're certainly something special in creation, but we're also, in a way, this garden that he's working on, this plant that he's working on. It's a vine that he's working on so that he can get fruit. The fruit is justice and righteousness. And so he takes the best that he has at this time, which is Noah and his family, which still aren't necessarily the best of the best, right? Yeah. Amen. We see that here right after the flood, right? Noah plants a vineyard. He likes grapes too. And then he makes himself a little, and then Noah gets a little bit drunk. And he gets drunk enough, he's naked, passes out naked. That's pretty drunk, right? How many of you are drunk? No, don't tell me. Ever been that drunk? No. So he passes out naked, and his one son finds him, tells the others. They walk in backwards so they don't cover his shame. And so he's got an issue with drinking. And again, because of that fermentation, it's taking that blessing of God, corrupting it, fermenting it. God wants that choice wine, that fresh juice of the grapes that is justice and righteousness, and not fermented and corrupted with all of man's things. And that's just another illustration of that.